what I eat in a day as a 39-year-old man with an active ulcerative colitis flare. If you don't know what colitis is, basically I have ulcers in my colon that are making my life a living hell. I start out the day with 2 big scoops of creatine monohydrate. There is some evidence that suggests it can help bring down inflammation and reduce colitis symptoms, but truthfully, I just take it to pump a bunch of water into my muscles. I'm also dumping some electrolytes in there because it's really easy to become dehydrated with ulcerative colitis, and it's very important to stay hydrated so that you don't exacerbate your condition. That's also why I'm not enjoying any coffee this morning. I haven't in about 3 weeks, and I am completely miserable! I suck this down, and I do not enjoy it. It's salty, and it's yucky to me. Then I get out my trusty scale and a bowl, and I measure out exactly 40 grams of oats. Now, oats are weird. It's pretty high in fiber. Fiber can be kind of disastrous with ulcerative colitis, but I figure you got to get some fiber. I'm trying to eat gluten-free, and I'm trying to eat lactose-free. It's proving pretty difficult. I don't really know what gluten is, but oats might have encountered gluten in the factory or something. This is a whey isolate. I find I can tolerate isolates because they're like super filtered. Then I put a little salt in it. I learned this from a fitness influencer who has recently come out as a big fan of Charlie Kirk, so that's fantastic. This peanut butter's garbage. Everybody knows it's garbage, but you use it because it tastes good, okay? Also, I use my espresso machine to boil the water quickly to put into the oats. And I just sort of stick the spoon in there and let the peanut butter melt off until it's done. And then I'll mix it up good. Then you just mix it till it's nasty. And it's friggin' good. I don't care what anyone says. Then I sit down and I take my fish oils. Now don't forget to take your fish oils. Hey, one thing that I wonder is they flavor these fish oil capsules? Like these are lemon flavored. Why do they flavor them? You swallow them whole. They don't taste like fish. They don't taste like lemon. You swallow them. Anyway, here's my macros. This is after getting back from the gym. I first fill the blender with a little bit of ice because I'm going to have a friggin' protein smoothie. This banana had seen better days, and I did not get to use all of it because you can see there's a big yucky spot on it. I peeled that off and I blended the rest of it. My doctor said I should get protein from more natural sources like chicken breasts and stuff like that, but he's really skinny, so I'm not going to take any advice from him. I'm just going to take friggin' protein powder and these woo-woo turmeric pills. I don't believe in modern medicine, just woo-woo science. Just for the record, I am entirely kidding and believe doctors' advice to be incredibly valuable. Anyway, this is not soy milk. This is almond milk. I might be a soy boy, but this is almond milk, okay? Then I blend it all up, and that friggin' ice just makes it so nice and frothy. Then I dump it in this little glass, and it fits so perfectly. It's ASSMR. Oh, my word. That's so satisfying. Yeah, I also have one of these little protein bars, and I gotta say, this is a pretty unsatisfying lunch for a big old growing chody like me, but here's the macros. I sit down and I watch a little bit of friggin' Star Trek, probably. Oh yeah, I threw in a couple of these yucky old dried mango slices. Yuck! Then after a full day of doing almost nothing, I start dinner. My wife and I buy these meal kits sometimes. We don't have them all the time, but every now and again they're kind of helpful. I start by chopping up the zucchini, and then I put the chicken in there. It was weird. It was like, don't season the chicken. I put salt and pepper on it anyway, and then it called for boiling a little FU silly. Combined it all together with some cream and some cheese, but obviously I can't have any of that. The FU silly has friggin' gluten in it, the cream and the cheese is dairy, and it's just a nightmare for old cheddar here. So basically what I did was I had a separate thing on the side for myself that was like tomato paste, zucchinis. I did end up putting a little bit of lactose-free milk in it because I was like, this shit's supposed to be creamy, and it's not creamy at all. Then I got this chickpea pasta. I haven't been eating gluten-free very long, so I'm not exactly an authority on the matter, but most gluten-free things I've tried are disgusting, but the chickpea pasta is great. It's high in protein. Doesn't taste that different. I like it. There's the milk. There's the milk. Make it nice and creamy. It's obviously quite a bit of extra work to make a second meal that's pretty similar to the first, but what am I going to do? This is the biggest meal I have in the day, and I'm always starving for it, so we make it work. Whatever. And here's what the meals look like. You probably can't even tell the difference between them. But you can hear my son whining about having to eat zucchini. Anyway, around 10 or 11 o'clock, I start making my little treat. It's about 200 grams of vanilla, lactose-free, fat-free Greek yogurt with 30 grams of granola on top of it. I want to start making my own granola. My mom made some last week, and it was incredible. The store-bought stuff just, isn't that good, especially based on how easy it is to make. And that's my whole diet. It's pretty miserable. It's pretty low-calorie. I feel like if I could just have a sandwich or a slice of bread for lunch and then a couple beers on the weekend, the whole thing would be a lot easier. But I have to do this to get better. Even though it doesn't seem to be helping. Anybody else got colitis? This sucks.